I am going to be expanding the NHL to 48 teams, and we're going to see if any of those teams can go on and win a Stanley Cup here in NHL 25. We are also going to be completely resetting the league and having a 48-team fantasy draft here in NHL 25. Alabama gets the first pick, Seattle second, Washington third. I might as well go ahead and show you guys the teams that I added. They are all from the PHL. In Alabama, New Mexico, the Shanghai Sharks, the Berlin Bears, Nebraska. We got the Virginia Jets. I'm going to take control of Kansas City. We also have the Chicago Coyotes, the Alaska Lions, the Alberta Moose, Atlanta Generals, Oakland Bank Robbers, Kentucky Fried Chicken, the Miami Vice, and then finally we got the Waterloo Riz and the Fort Wayne Vikings. So I expanded the NHL, basically diluting the talent, and now we are going to have a fantasy draft to decide who is going where. So I will be making some of these selections here in the fantasy draft for Kansas City, but I'm not going to take control of the team once we go ahead and simulate. We got some options here. I mean, we could go with the older Sidney Crosby, but I don't know. He's 37 years old. Nikita Kucherov at a 97 overall is a very good choice. You know what? I am going to go with the 31-year-old 97 overall Nikita Kucherov, one of the best players in the world today. I believe it is a good start here in Kansas City to just get a good player. Now, honestly, I'm going to look at the goalies here. Bobrovsky's still available. Sorokin's 29 years old. He's a little too old for me. I could take Thatcher Demko on a pretty cheap contract at a 90 overall, or I could go with one of these guys in Devon Taves, Victor Hedman. I'm not really moved by any of these players, to be honest. Maybe Jake Gensel. I mean, him and Nikita literally play together in Tampa Bay right now. Screw it. I will take Jake Gensel. I am going to bank on the fact that some of these goaltenders should still be available for this next pick, and that is exactly what I'm going to take. I think I'm probably going to go with Sorokin. He's 29 years old, just like Saros. Makes a little bit more money, but I mean, at a 90 overall, I believe that will be worth it for our team. The next pick, I think we got to take a defenseman here. Maybe Matthias Ekholm. He's kind of on the older side, though. A lot of these guys are pretty old themselves. Mackenzie Weegar's only 30 years old. 7 years left on his deal, though. You know what? I will go with the 87 overall Mackenzie Weegar. We also can take some younger players so that by year 4, 5, and 6, we are a much better team. If we take a look at the potentials here, I mean, some young guys, where are they at? They got to be still here, right? We get David Reinbacher, who's only a 74. Kemmel, 74. Sam Dickinson, I don't even know why he's available. Isn't he still in junior? You know what? I'm going to take the young D-man, 18 years old, 73 overall, Sam Dickinson. KC might not be good in year number 1, but we are definitely going to be somewhat of a rebuilding team with some nice talent helping these younger guys grow. We could take Patty Kane, a 4-year deal or 1-year deal for $4 million at 35 years old. He's going to be good. He usually simulates pretty well as well in this game. So rounding out the roster and finishing up the fantasy draft, this is what our forward core currently looks like. We got Gensel, Carlson, Kucherov, Kane, Henrique, Nyquist, Perron, Stenlund, and Arvidsson. And then we got a young guy in Tej Ginla on our fourth line with Danielson and Hunt defensively. Trouba and Weegar honestly has a +3. That's a pretty good first line D pair. We got Fowler, Petrie, Schultz, and Gustafsson. And in goal, our starting goalie is a 90 overall Ilya Sorokin. So honestly, KC doesn't even look that bad. It'll be interesting to see how we match up against the other teams across the NHL right now, but this is a diluted talent pool and a totally different league now with 48 teams. It is time to name some captains on this team. I mean, I could go with Nikita Kucherov. Not much of a leader, if I'm being honest. But I mean, outside of anybody else, he's by far our best player, so I will land the C on him. Jake Gensel, Stanley Cup champion. He can get an A. And on the back end, the only other active captain that is on our team is Jacob Trouba, so he can get an A as well, although he might end up getting traded in the next couple of days, or by the time you guys see this video, he might already be traded or waived to a brand new team. Also, you guys might be hearing me a little bit different. I might have a lisp during this video. I have a massive ass canker on my tongue, and boy, does it ever hurt to talk, but we are going to push through it, get this video done, and hopefully see one of these PHL teams eventually go on and win the Stanley Cup. If not, I honestly will be a little bit disappointed, but I think at least one of these teams can get it done, considering we added in like 15 brand new teams. We are starting out pretty mid, honestly, 10-7-2 to start the season. We still have a ton of months to go. We're only in November, but right now we're around mid. We could potentially make a wild card spot or even a divisional spot. I don't even know how the playoffs will work now. It might be conferences, because there are so many teams in the NHL. Now, at the end of the season, the Kansas City Wings will make the playoffs. 42, 33, and 7. We had 91 points if we take a look at the entire NHL. KFC, the Kentucky Fried Chicken, had the most wins at 54. Buffalo was up there. Toronto, Pittsburgh, Waterloo, Alberta at the bottom. We got Vancouver only winning 24 games. A little bit surprising. A lot of NHL teams are at the bottom. So again, another moment where you guys can see the PHL is much better than the NHL. Fort Wayne, though, had a bad season, as well as Miami. Shanghai was down there. Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Obviously, Kucherov led our team. He had 49 goals, 111 points. Patty Kane was good. Jake Gensel as well. William Karlsson, a sneaky good season. 20 goals, 71 points. And for our starting goalie, Ilya Sorokin was not that good. He had 5 shutouts, an .898 save percentage, 31-31 record. He was pretty mid, if we're being honest. Steven Stamkos will have the most points on Buffalo with 128, followed by Reinhardt's 125. Jack Hughes was up there. I don't know why we have 2 Connor McDavids. Ovi had 114. And if we take a look at the goal side, Leon Draisaitl, the big German, with the most goals at 62. Matthews had 61, Hughes 60, and then everybody else pretty much was 50 goal scorers. As the NHL advanced to 48 teams, the goalies got even worse. We got less starting goalies available, and of course the scoring's going to get a lot higher. Binner had the most wins at 41. The most shutouts will go to Linus Ullmark with 6. As you can see, this is not a simulation for goaltenders, rather than it is for forwards. Kansas City is bringing the boom. We beat Alabama in the first round. We are now moving on to Atlanta here in round number 2. Hopefully, we can have a very long playoff run. That would be a lot of fun. And now in the finals, Kansas City will play the Montreal Canadiens. I'm not even going to lie. I didn't expect us to make the finals in year number 1, but I am glad we are here. Hopefully, we don't blow it. And hopefully we can get the job done and win a Stanley Cup. Well, I guess I'm the greatest team drafter of all time, because in season number 1, the Kansas City Wings will go all the way, defeat Montreal in 6 games in the Cup Finals, and take home the Stanley Cup. I did not expect this at all. I really did not foresee us being the best team. I was just hoping to make the playoffs, to be honest. And not only did we did that, but we went all the way and got it done. Nikita Kucherov is our Conn Smythe winner. He had 18 goals, 30 points. Probably the biggest reason why we actually went all the way and won the Stanley Cup, considering he's like a 97 overall, our captain, our leading scorer, our best player by far. And there it is, Lord Stanley in Kansas City. The City of Champions. We got obviously the Chiefs in the NFL and now the Wings in the NHL, as there comes our captain, Nikita Kucherov, raising the Stanley Cup for the 3rd time in his career, as Kansas City, KC, the Wings, they're going to go all the way here in season number 1. And GM Pasta is the best GM in the history of this league. All I need is 1 season, baby, and I will get the job done. Taking a look at the rest of our team in the playoffs, Gustav Nyquist was massive, 16 goals, 27 points. Patrick Kane had 27. Jake Gensel, 25. Adam Henrique was damn near point per game. He's up to an 87 overall. Oh my God, this roster is all over the place. And all these players, they were massive in the postseason. You want to know what else is massive? Steven Stamkos will take home the Ted Lindsay Art Ross, not the Hart Trophy. That will go to Sam Reinhart, and the Maurice Richard to Leon Draisaitl. We got Adam Fox winning the Norris, Celebrini the Calder, Kucherov the Conn Smythe. Ullmark will take home the Vezina and the Selke. Doesn't matter what team he plays on. It's Sasha Barkov from the Dallas Stars. The Vancouver Canucks will win the draft lottery. Washington will select 2nd, and the Columbus Blue Jackets 3rd. Our roster is going to look pretty similar heading into season number 2, with a lot of these guys getting a little bit worse. David Perron's an 84. Henrique, though, stayed at an 87. Now is our first-line center with a 98 Kucherov and a 91 Gensel. So we should be lethal offensively, at least our first line. Defensively, still got Uyghur and Trouba, and in goal, Ilya Sorokin is dropped down to an 89 despite winning the Stanley Cup. I know he had a bad season last year. He's 30 years old. He's probably going to start declining very shortly. Nearing the end of season number 2, we got a very weird record. 39 wins, 21 regulation losses, and 10 in overtime. So we are picking up a lot of points. we should be able to make the postseason and potentially go back-to-back here in the new age NHL with 48 goddamn teams. The defending champs in Kansas City did very well, 46, 26, and 10, 102 points at the top of our division, and for the entire NHL, it was the Alabama Burger Boys who had 53 wins, followed by Pittsburgh. Alberta had a great season. Vancouver definitely had a comeback year. Waterloo was up there. We got Calgary, Philly at the bottom, though. Winnipeg, I mean, they're complete frauds in real life. They're like 18-7 after starting out 14-1. Dallas had a bad season. The Rangers were down there. Carolina. A lot of NHL teams at the bottom. PHL, they're doing pretty good, man. They are the superior league, so they should be a little bit better. The franchises actually have honor, integrity, and humility. Nikita Kucherov, back-to-back great seasons, 59 goals, 124 points. Jake Gensel had 97. Henrique, oh my God. Adam Henrique with 26 goals, 81 points, basically a point-per-game player at the age of 36. He even put up 65 last season, shattering his career high of 50 points way back in 15-16. He had 30 goals, 50 points. Actually, no, back in 11-12, despite only putting up 16 goals, he had 51 points, but a brand new career high as his career is completely changed in Kansas City. Eddie Kane was pretty productive, 34 goals, 78 points. David Perron was decent, and for Ilya Sorokin, he put up a .911 save percentage. Only one shutout, but a much better season compared to last year, a 39-19-8 record also. Connor McDavid on Alabama will put up 135 points, leading all skaters. Kucherov had 124. Claude Giroux was up there. Jason Robertson was very good. Jack Hughes, Shaq Hyman, who just returned last night, potted in 2 goals himself. Good to see the kid back. On the goal side, Braden Point had the most at 60, and I mean, we got McDavid 59, Draisaitl 59, as well as Kucherov, Robertson, Pasta, a lot of goal scoring in the league, but there is only one 60-goal man, and that is Braden Point. Yaroslav Askarov on Pittsburgh will have the most wins at 46 and the most shutouts. We'll get a Connor Hellebuck, who had 7 on the season, as well as a .927 save percentage. And then he's probably just going to absolutely shit the bed come playoff time, as per usual. In the first round of the postseason, Kansas City will play the Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, Kyle Pelly's favorite team. We are going to see if we can go back-to-back. It's a long road to do so, and it starts here in round number 1. Well, we're doing good so far, up 3-1 over KFC, heading into a pivotal game number 5 with their season on the line. Let's see if we can close this series out. Heading into the third, we got a 3-1 lead. Getting outshot 25-16, which is a little bit surprising considering the offense we have. Claude Giroux will make it a game, a 1-goal affair here in KC as we try to finish them off. Pause. 2 minutes and 4 seconds remain in the third period for Kansas City to close this one out. I am going to go full attack. I like them when the computers play aggressive. Carlson over to Perron. We're moving that rock around, baby. Yes, sir. KC, a lot of practice time in this facility. Obviously, we're a great team, the defending champs, trying to move on to round number 2. Hudson, Tafasca shooting this rebound. No, are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? Matt Nieto will score to tie the game up. His second of the postseason, and we now got a tie game. Why did I hop into the game? I should have just real-time simmed the rest of the game in order for us to win it. But, of course, I had to hop in and see some gameplay here in KC. Oh, my God, man. All right, we definitely got to press now. Full attack, full forecheck. Let's get the wheels going and try to pot one here. Stammer coming in, loses it though. Jacob Trouba, our assistant captain, moves up to Jakey Gensel. Gensel walking in, shooting. There was a rebound. Henrique, where are you going? Behind that. What on earth was that, Adam Henrique? 25 seconds remain. Let's see, coming in, Trouba. Can he make something happen? Trying to sauce it backdoor to our forward. Didn't really work though. Here we go. Steven Stamkos coming in for KFC, shooting a slap shot, but a great save by Sorokin. Back to the point. Over Letang with a skill-based 1T. Holy hell, I thought that was going to go in. Trouba, you got 5 seconds left, brother. In the middle, Perron shooting, and it looks like we are indeed headed to overtime. Here we go in overtime. 1 shot, 1 goal, possibly a series victory. I don't know. Depending on KFC gets one here and tries to force a game 6, or Kansas City. We're off to round number 2 on our challenge to go back-to-back. Kucherov, here we go. Our best player, the best player in the world right now. Nikita Kucherov over to Henrique, shooting. There's a rebound. That's exactly how their goal went in, but we couldn't replicate it. Over to Trouba. Over to Gensel. Back to the point to Mackenzie Weegar, who kind of got snubbed from Team Canada, not going to lie. Trouba. What? Oh, my God. Jacob Trouba, what are you doing, dude? He couldn't get a better shot. Okay, never mind. I know exactly what you're doing, brother. He lays the boom. Jake Gensel, a 2-on-1 coming in. Gensel shooting, and it is in the back of the net. I have no idea how that got in, but Jake Gensel will send Kansas City to round number 2. We now move on to face the rough and tough Florida Panthers, but with a brand new roster, they might not be as good as they actually are in real life. And oh my God, we are dominating them. Up 3-0 in the series, 7-1 in the postseason. Can we close the series out? There we go. Florida got their asses swept in round number 2. We move on to the conference finals to play the Alabama Burger Boys. Obviously have a 99 overall McDavid. Oh my God, they're up 3-0 in the series. Are we kidding right now? And there it is. Our playoff run will end. We lose in 4 straight games to the Alabama Burger Boys. I guess the good news is we did lose to Alabama, who went all the way and won the Stanley Cup. They dominated Jersey in 5 games, and they dominated us as well, so we were a victim of Connor McDavid. Kucherov and Jake Gensel are basically our best forwards, over point per game, 14 points and 16 for Cooch. Adam Henrique had 11, Patrick Kane 10. We got a lot of older guys on our team that kind of are playing above expectations, so maybe a fall off is coming near. McDavid will win the Lindsay, the Art Ross and Hart Trophy. Braden Point, the Maurice Richard. Makar will win the Norris. We got the Conn Smythe to McDavid. Hellebuck the Vezina. And yeah, we got Robert Thomas winning the Selke. I almost said Barkov again, but shout out to Thomas. So far, the PHL has gone 2 for 2 winning the Stanley Cup, so we can go one more season and see if they can go 3 for 3 as Detroit wins the draft lottery, Dallas is second, and we got the Winnipeg Jets third. It does not appear like the computer's made any moves. We still got Kucherov, who now is down to a 96. Gensel's up to a 92. Henrique, 85. We still got Carlson, Kane, and Perron on that second line, so our offense is worse than it once was. We still got Trouba and Mackenzie Weegar. Sam Dickinson, though, is up to an 85 overall, so maybe I move him up to the first line. And in goal, Sorokin back up to a 90. As we have one final shot to win our second Stanley Cup of the video, potentially being the best team in the new NHL, or maybe a brand new team will take it. Who knows? So far, the PHL is dominating just like they should. Yet again, we are going to have a pretty good regular season. 47, 26, and 9 was our record at the top of our division. For the entire NHL, the Shanghai Sharks, they were the best team with 56 wins. Followed by Calgary, Alabama was up there. We got Boston, Berlin, and New York as well. At the bottom, the Miami Vice, no, only 30 wins on this season. Winnipeg was bad, Alaska, so we are starting to see some of the PHL teams struggle here in the National Hockey League. Nikita Kucherov did his job, 49 goals, 102 points. Isn't getting any better at this point. Probably, if anything, he's getting worse. Jake Gensel at 31 and 97 points. Adam Henrique was producing very well. Patty Kane still has it. And in goal for Ilya Sorokin, only a 904 save percentage, 2 shutouts, and 35 wins. Austin Matthews will go ahead and have the most goals at 72, as well as the most points at 119. Leon Draisaitl was just behind him with 70 goals and 113 points. For the goaltenders, Darcy Kemper on New York will have the most wins at 43. Also the most shutouts at 8. He's probably going to end up taking home the Vezina Trophy with a 913 save percentage to go alongside all of it. And now we are going to play the Virginia Jets in a round number 1. And we are going to get our backs blown out by the Virginia Jets in 5 games. The series was not even close, and it looks like KC is regressing as the years go on. We peaked in year number 1, and honestly, I'm happy for it. We got our championship. We did our job. Wait, hold up a goddamn minute. Did I just get fired for the failures of Kansas City and now I gotta choose a brand new team? Year for 5 years? Like, oh my God, this is crazy. I don't think I've ever been fired before in franchise mode. You know what? I'll take the Alaska Lions. Screw it. There we go. I guess I got fired. I moved now to Alaska, and the Virginia Jets go all the way and win the Stanley Cup, as they would beat Boston in 6 games in the Stanley Cup Finals. Austin Matthews would take home the Ted Lindsay, Maurice Richard, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Cale Makar, the Norris. Ridley Gregg is going to win the Conn Smythe. Skinner, the Vezina. And the Selke will go to JT Miller. And that is going to do it for this video, as I expanded the NHL to 48 teams. And the PHL teams, they dominated. They went 3 for 3, won every single Stanley Cup. We even got the job done in year 1 with KC. I think year 2 was Alabama, and then finally the Virginia Jets to cap it all off. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave some support on it. Also, if you're excited for the PHL to return, which it will very soon, let me know in the comments below. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.